What is going on, guys? Standing in front of my Porsche Boxster, which you probably forgot or didn't even know that I owned. And we're doing a wide body on it. It's going into production, so once we're done with this, you'll be able to purchase it from my website. And I got my big brother here from Florida. His name's Tim. You should check him out. I'll link you to his stuff. But we're kind of shaping where the perimeters are with this acrylic plastic, and then we're gonna pour some foam on it and shape it just like a surfboard, and then we're gonna pull some molds off of it and hopefully have some cool looking shit. So let's get to it. Now we're using a big old variety of tools. I'm gonna cover some of the ones that we're using, and a lot of them are pretty open. So you need some sort of handsaw, cut the foam, saves you a ton of time. Mixing buckets, a full face mask if you're going to be using power tools, and for the power tools, an angle grinder with a flap disc works great. Some files. You're going to want this sandpaper, which, let's grab one piece. See how you can see through it? It's basically like a screen cloth with grit on it. Little sanding block. That makes things a little easier. This to rub on the cardboard before you put the expanding foam, helps it release a little bit better. Hot glue guns, the bigger the better. One of those guys, and a ton of hot glue sticks. Lots of free cardboard boxes from the post office. Respirators. The two-part pour foam, which is, that doesn't say it, maybe. 4-pound density, two-part urethane pour foam. I got this from US Composites, and they had the best price, so check them out. We're using some of this acrylic sheet, which is very thin, maybe 1/8 inch thickness. We're using that for quite a few things, and it works great because the pour foam doesn't stick to it, and it's really easy to apply the part-all paste. And then some lightweight body filler. We're using Evercoat because I bought this on Amazon. A little bit of this modeling clay, non-hardening. That'll help us seal the edges and stuff before we pull the mold off, and that'll do it. So we, well, not me, but Tim filled in all of this, which is going to be basically a sort of box mold, made of boxes. It's all hot glued in. The acrylic is on the base, which is nice and flexible and keeps a nice curve. This is PET tape just so the foam doesn't travel through there. And it's basically ready to pour. Same thing on this side. And we're just going to pour down in there and up on the walls and just let it rise, and then we'll bring it down from there. That's the width we're looking at right there. It should be good to fit about, maybe, depending on your offset, it should fit at least a 10-inch wheel up front. Could be a little bit bigger if you run a little bit more camber and stuff. This is what I whipped up last night, which I haven't even demolded. And this is the ducktail, or the start of it. So, nice and solid here. And that is ready to start shaping. Boom. Then from here we just carve the shape out of it, maybe add a little bit more foam or body filler, just depending on what it needs. And we should have a good part to pull a mold off of. So now that we got the molds all done, and by we I mean Tim, I put in a lot of hard work. We're going to pour the two-part pour foam, which is 4-pound density. Boom. 50% of that, 50% of that, pour it in there, mix it, and then it turns into a giant loaf of bread.
Make sure you wear gloves. It
Yep.
sucks to get it on your hands.
Yep, it doesn't come off of anything, is like what they say. The company says once it's on somewhere, it's there. So clothes, pets, hands. Like, yep, I still got some on my hand from last night. It's going to be there. And this stuff is a lot thinner. The Part B is a lot thicker, so.
Mix it up good, mix it up quick before it starts blowing up.
Yep. Yeah, it does. Once you start mixing it, it does really cool.
It will kind of turn white.
Yep.
Like a ghost white. That's when it's pretty much ready to pour.
Yeah, turn it on and just kind of. It needs a little bit more heat than what we're currently working with.
You know the saying, Matt.
That's what good.
Just make sure when you're pouring a little bit too to check the bottoms, make sure there's no leaks. Dripping,
Oh yeah, yeah.
things of that nature. Go under here. Everything looks like it's good.
The foam does maximum expansion at 80 degrees, so technically we're not getting as much expansion as we could since it's
See, now
60.
it's starting to blow up.
Oh yeah, yeah. Getting some bubbles in there. It's like yeast. So we got those. Foamy.
Yeah. That's what we want right there.
The level in the bucket hasn't gone down. It's magic. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah. Oh, she coming. But yeah, what I was about to say earlier is I really want to get like 2 buckets of that and just mix all of it.
Oh God.
At once. Well, with these, so the weight of this, that's 20 cubic feet, but they make that's 4 pound. They make a 2 pound, which has twice the
expansion.
twice the expansion essentially.
Yeah, that's it. So this is what it's like working at a Waffle House. And I'm full of good ones today.
Doing good.
Do I get a gold star yet?
No gold star.
You're
Right
there,
about there.
right
Yeah. They said when it's wet, you can acetone will work, but when it's cured, nothing.
Exactly.
There's like no chemical that will melt it.
Yeah. It's not fun.
This is about strong as fuck.
Yeah, we're ready for fucking war.
Can you move this
War
light a
with
little
who? The
bit?
Oh, yeah,
Boxsters?
yeah. I don't know who, but somebody, anybody.
Anybody who wants it.
You want that? Yeah, it looks like this will be good. Little bit more there, and then a little bit more over here. So I think we're gonna be right about there, and then pew.
Another thing too, whenever you keep putting it in the cups,
Yeah.
your time speed for it kicking again will kind of, because there's hardener in it when you mix it already.
Oh, it's
so
kind
when
of
you pour it
pre-kicked.
into it, yep.
Oh, okay.
So
And
you get a little bit less of a time.
yeah,
but
and it gets a little hot, and heat helps it cure.
Oh, that's bulging.
Also, yeah, not a big deal, but that
Yeah.
this right here bulging. That's why you saw him pour a little bit and then move around, is because if he didn't move around, that bitch would have busted real quick. But she's still moving. because
Yeah, we're running a little bit quick, but
yeah,
we should be alright.
yeah, we should be all right. You know, if you want to be crazy careful, you can pour it, wait for it to fully cure, and then pour more. But we're just
I like to do it while it's going, just because it fills in those gaps, so you won't have those little pockets.
oh, okay,
When you
okay.
pour, let it harden, and
Yep.
then pour again. It won't get in those crevices.
Oh, okay, okay.
So
Yeah, that makes sense.
You kind of want to keep it going, but you want to just watch how much
Yeah,
you're really putting in.
yeah, because basically it cures to where it stops coming up when, you know, say right here, and then this keeps curing a little bit, and it just.
We're gonna have a piece of not extra.
Oh, okay. I don't know where we can use it. We can take a little bit here on like the lower, on like the crack.
There's a big.
Alright, we gotta go run somewhere with it.
Oh shit. Just towards the front edge of this thing, yeah. Yeah, that should be plenty if you just spread that around, and then we can just go
If you
straight to
wanna
the
run back
trash
here,
can.
there's I don't know if that matters. That gap up there.
Oh.
We're up pretty high right there, I think.
I think a little bit more around the centers up front.
Alright, coming through.
I'm not worried if you get a little bit on the shop floor either, but
I am.
yeah, just if you can get the center
I'll get it
to
in there.
probably there-ish.
We're pretty blown up, so.
Yeah, yeah. Stuff works quick.
How's the other side?
Could use a little bit more in the center as well.
How hot it gets, feel the bucket.
Oh damn.
Woo.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
he
shit.
tricked us. If you get acetone like before it cures,
Yeah, I have
you'll
some
be
brake
good.
cleaner.
Yeah, yeah, that'll work.
Got it.
Cool. It's beautiful. It's lovely.
Make sure you let it fully harden before you pull off the panels, or you'll just be
Oh, yep,
tearing
yep,
apart foam.
yep, yep. So he just said, I don't know if you could hear it, but you know, if we tried to pull it off now, it would just kind of stretch and whatever, fuck with the foam. Whereas once it's fully cured, it'll peel off pretty nice.
You just
Like
have to
this.
make sure that when it cures, it might look like it's cured, but if you stick your finger in it, it could be soft on the inside. So
Oh,
to really
the
tell, just kind
the
of
outside will be cured, but the inside won't.
Press in there a decent amount just to kind of make
Yeah.
sure it's not still wet inside.
Yeah, and like,
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
you're looking for.
texture and look of a baguette. Not the flavor though. Now the foam is cured to basically maximum size, but we just need to wait for it to cure to maximum hardness, and then we can peel it off and kind of get ready to start the shaping on it. And same with this, once it's cured, we can cut away the excess and work with what we got going. It's boxes, and we're doing an unboxing on the
Okay,
Boxster.
You're just gonna steal my joke?
Unboxing,
was-
and we'll need a razor blade.
We're unboxstering. Knife or razor blade?
I would say a razor blade.
Okay. Well, the wax seemed to have helped. Yeah, this came off way smoother and easier than the rear.
Oh, that feels cool.
Yeah. We're all fighting over who gets to unwrap the Christmas present.
This is what you really want to peel off first. Under here.
Oh, yeah.
That's why the plastic is some glue. You just take a razor blade, get in the corner, and just pull it up off, so you can just pull off the
Oh,
side
yeah.
blade.
Because
You don't want to rip at it too much,
yeah.
because you could rip it off the body.
Because he folded this down to give it, like, extra seal and extra support.
Yep, and then I glued, like, wherever I cut up to the plastic, I'd take a dab of glue into there, too, so it didn't have any cracks.
It's like
to
cutting
run
your
through.
fenders.
You want to basically seal it up 100% like a fish tank in a way. Like, don't leave any holes. Any holes you see,
will
either
leak
if
foam.
you can't get it with hot glue.
Oh.
That boy's popping. You can't get it with hot glue though. You could take a little piece of cardboard, and then hit the backs of it with the hot glue.
And double seal it, essentially.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
As long as it's closed, it should be fine.
Yep.
Just make sure, like, don't slack on your glue, because, like, when it starts foaming out a lot, it could potentially let go.
Yep.
It's good, for sticking on types of materials and stuff, but obviously you know what hot glue does.
Know the limits of hot glue.
But they say hot glue is actually waterproof.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't really trust it. I've heard people sealing their fish tanks with them before.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This man's a fish tank master, by the way. He's got some videos on his channel, if you're into fish tanks.
Yep.
Oh, let me some fish.
That's this is a very Florida thing.
Saltwater.
Yeah, like saltwater fish tanks. Like everybody in Florida has them.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
The only places here that like really have like fish tanks are like restaurants.
Yeah. Like Benihana's. Beautiful. So then we still got a little bit more cardboard to peel, but then we are gonna just shape it from here and wide body.
One eternity later.
So we had to lay a little bit more foam on this to get the proper curvature that we were looking for. So Tim remolded it with the cardboard and filled it in. Then we started shaping it, and you can see here, this is sort of the front shape that we're going to be going for. We're going to have a little flat area right next to the headlight, which will look cool. And then just a big curve, boom. Added a little bit of foam back here to the low spots of the wing. So yeah, that is going to just get cut and shaped down. And this is basically uncut, aside from some very rough corner cuts. And that's ready for a lot of cutting and shaping. Now you can see this side is very crudely shaped, but this side right here, as you may have seen on Sideways Fab's Instagram, is pretty much where we're going to be. It's got a nice little curve to it. It matches the factory bubbly look of these cars. It's got a nice little aero element right here, sort of a soft canard, which will like deflect air upward, which is nice. So that's about what we're looking at. A little bit more shaping on this so that we can throw some body filler at it, and it'll be almost ready to start the molding process. Alright, that's all for this video. I'm going to cut it because it's just such a long process that we're going to have to do this in a few parts. So stay tuned, and we're going to finish up the fronts, maybe pull some molds off of those while we're working on the rears, and sometime we're going to pull the mold off of the ducktail spoiler that we're making, and we're going to have a cool body kit. So stay tuned.